So as they said, I am an artist, author. I just like to think of myself as a creative human being. But I am also on a joy journey. And for me, what joy means is so much more than just being happy. It means contentment, fulfillment, passion, excitement, everything wrapped up into this one blissful, amazing feeling. And I must have had some joy moment, a joy, passionate moment when I was a kid, because I've been chasing that feeling ever since. And now, being a creative person, I am a little bit in the stereotypical personality type, where you're a bit more prone to depression. And so some people might think depression and joy are opposites, but for me, I've made it work. So my joy journey, I really started to think about it when I was a kid, and I got shipped off to summer camp. It happened to be a religious summer camp, and there I heard about a God that loves me and has a plan for my life. And as a kid, I thought, oh, that's a place to find joy. Unfortunately, after that, I realized I was in a bit of a religious cult that had me going door to door, evangelizing people with fear tactics, and they basically taught the more that you were at the church, the closer you were to God. And when I finally decided to leave that, I was going to church 6 times a week. So it was full on. But for me, it was a very courageous decision to make, to leave that place and go into the unknown and still look and try to find what made me come alive. And so, as many young people do, I started to look for my happily ever after. And you guys have seen Jerry Maguire? I love the line, it's like, you complete me. So I looked for my you complete me person. And I had many heartaches and heartbreaks along the way. But I did find my person. His name is Aaron, and he's wonderfully amazing and overlooks all my flaws. But even he cannot seem to make me happy, cannot seem to bring that joy that just lasts forever. Here we are with the Harry Potter owl in Scotland. Yes, he comes along with me in all of my crazy harebrained adventures. But we work really hard to make each other happy, but sometimes it just doesn't work. Nothing comes together, and that feeling of like being complete, we're left wanting. And it makes me wonder. So together we have had 4 amazing children, and anyone who's a parent in this room can understand that parenting is an experience of joy, but it's also like, it makes you want to pull your hair out. I almost didn't make it here tonight because my 6-year-old was like, don't leave! But one of the most defining experiences for us as a couple is our second child, Zachary. He passed away just a few minutes after birth. And for me, that experience destroyed my joy journey. I never thought I was going to be happy again, actually. And it was only by getting into my artwork that I really began to process my loss and realize that I needed to pursue healing just as much as I had pursued joy. And what came out of that is this desire and passion and hunger to experience resiliency. That is an important part of joy that I've discovered. And so for me, in all of my artwork and everything I do, resiliency, joy, passion, healing, those are themes that have emerged because I've seen that no matter what we've been through as human beings, we have this beautiful desire to get up every day, to put our pants on one leg at a time, and to live. And so that motivates everything I do. And it comes into my writing as well. Yes, I'm quite a goofball. Follow me on Instagram and I have a goofball update every once in a while. But into my writing, I've written a memoir for parents who've lost a child. I've made a documentary. I get a lot of joy and fulfillment from helping other people. Even in my fictional writing, resiliency and bravery are topics that just really resonate with me. So I've experienced a lot of success creatively. Like they said, 40 distinctions, blah, blah, blah. I don't even care about that because I've realized that those things do not linger. The joy, the buzz, the high of that doesn't last. So this is our yellow canoe. We've aptly titled it Joyride. My kids do not know what a joyride actually is, so we'll just leave that alone for a while. But I had my biggest epiphany in this boat. We were out one day, it was a beautiful sunny day. The birds were chirping, and my daughter was complaining incessantly. I don't want to be here. Why'd you make me come here? This is so boring. I'm not happy. Why don't you care about making me happy? And I almost tipped the boat. I turned around and I looked at her and I didn't even think before I spoke. I said, "Who controls your joy?" But that made me stop. And it made me think. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've been so wrong my entire life. I've looked for joy in religion, in relationships, in work, and all these external things that don't feed the soul. They might give you that momentary high, but it doesn't last. And I really realized that I had to look for joy in a different place. And it's sometimes a harder place to look inside, because it's easy to expect our husbands to make us happy, or our wives, or whoever, but it's on us, it's a choice. And so I did mention depression before. I think when we decide to control our joy, it is an empowering decision that we make every single day. And so for me, part of that is I've decided I'm going to take this amazing antidepressant and see a therapist, and I'm feeling better and more like myself than I ever have. And so it's about making these decisions, making the choice to fill our lives up with light, to see the goodness in everyone around us, to see the goodness in ourselves that I couldn't see back when I was a kid in that judgmental early life experience. But once we allow joy to really fill our hearts, that we bring it into our lives intentionally, consciously, we do light up and we are a light and a guide for other people. Thank you so much.